Recently, I received an email from a parent who had read an article by Bonnie Slade about the Lindamood-Bell reading program. This parent was impressed with the one-to-one instruction and with the expense of the program. This parent is quite active in our PTA and has shared this article with others. I researched the topic and wanted to share my findings with you, as there may well be other requests for this instruction. The article cited was published by the Scripps Treasure Coast Newspaper Press. Readers are invited to write to the newspaper about issues they may be having with their families, school, or life. Bonnie Slade, a licensed psychologist, may reply in a published format. The questioner was concerned about her bright son who has an IEP but couldn't read. This parent was frustrated by the lack of progress he was making in school. In her reply, Bonnie Slade recommended the use of Lindamood-Bell. Ms. Slade suggested that this program used individualized instruction to teach children with dyslexia. She also stated the program was expensive to administer and encouraged this parent to look into a McKay scholarship to take care of the expense. Please note that the McKay scholarships are part of the Florida School Choice Program and only Florida residents are eligible. Many of you are familiar with Lindamood-Bell. For those who are not, let me give a brief introduction. Originally published in 1969, the Auditory Discrimination In-Depth program was developed by Patricia and Charles Lindamood. In 1998, it was redubbed the Lindamood-Bell Phoneme Sequencing Program and was tweaked by Nancy Bell and Phyllis Lindamood. This is a phoneme sequencing program for decoding, spelling, and speech. It addresses the development of phonemic awareness as a base for accurate reading and spelling. The LIPS program goes farther than teaching the sounds of the smallest segments of words, phonemes. It also teaches the oral motor activity that produces them. Students are taught how to form their mouth, where to place their tongue, and how to, or not to, vibrate their vocal cords when producing a phoneme. This is an intensive program that demands significant time, energy, and resources from the teacher, administrator, parent, and student. The Institute of Education Sciences reviewed 31 studies about the LIPS program. 30 of them were disqualified due to lack of a control or comparison group, for having less than 50% of its sample group children with learning disabilities, or for other protocol reasons. The one that used standard research protocols was conducted by Torgerson, Alexander, and Wagner. They found that LIPS has potentially positive effects on alphabetics and reading fluency. There was no effect on reading comprehension and potentially negative effects on writing for students with learning disabilities. Intrigued by these results, I looked into the resources cited on the Lindamood-Bell website. The Torgerson, Alexander, and Wagner article is noted alongside with 24 other articles. 8 of the 24 did not involve a control group or are not applicable because the sample included less than 50% students with learning disabilities. 3 did not cite Lindamood-Bell reading programs at all. 4 measured medical effects, not reading outcomes, and I have not been able to obtain 5 of the articles. The remaining 4 studies found statistically significant gains in phonological awareness. Please note that 3 of these studies were conducted by the founders of the Lindamood-Bell program. None of the articles listed on the Lindamood-Bell website found a gain in reading comprehension. Therefore, the LIPS program should not be the sole program used to teach reading to students. A student may be a candidate for it if his or her phonemic processing skills and decoding are significantly lower than his or her comprehension skills. The student who would benefit is one who also has speech difficulties or auditory processing difficulties that prevent him or her from being able to pronounce all the phonemes with accuracy. Also, please note that research supports that progress in this program will only be made if taught in the manner in which it was designed to be taught, at least an hour a day, 4 to 5 days a week for at least 16 weeks. This program allows for individualized instruction or small group instruction. Again, please note that this program does not teach vocabulary or comprehension, so should only be used as a supplement to another curriculum. Lindamood-Bell offers other reading programs. The Seeing Stars Symbol Imagery for Phonological and Orthographic Processing in Reading and Spelling program applies symbol imagery to sight word development. The Visualizing and Verbalizing for Language Comprehension and Thinking claims to help struggling readers develop concept imagery. The Lindamood-Talkies program applies concept imagery to the comprehension and expression of oral language. This is a primer for the visualizing and verbalizing program. The only research I found to support these programs was conducted by the Lindamood-Bell Learning Processes Center. They found significant improvement by children with dyslexia, ADHD, ASD, CAPD, and other learning difficulties. Yet, in order to be considered a reliable, efficient, and effective means of teaching reading, objective researchers would need to study these programs using established protocols, and even those studies would then need to be replicated. If you are interested, I would be happy to share the letter I sent to my parent with all identifying information removed. If that would be helpful to you, please email me. Thanks for your attention.